friends! Today we are decorating with this fun new spiral garland Christmas tree that I got at a local estate sale. We're turning it into a cool buffet.
Okay, so I don't know about you guys, but I know for me, all of my ideas seem to happen at like 11 o'clock at night when you're supposed to be getting ready for bed. And as it turns out, I just broke down our spring installation. Even the puppies are tired of watching me work on this. But I think we need to do a halfway to Christmas. So here's how we're starting. Inslee stand and thrift store curtains. We're gonna get those installed first.
So here's what the spiral grapevine looked like before we took everything off. I bought it like this, pre-decorated, but we can strip it down and make sure it is a fresh start for us. So once everything gets removed, it looks like this. And you can see the wire that was already on it, and then this is the garland that came from the same house.
Alright, so we got the first spiral up. We used some fishing line to help keep the spiral shape a little bit more. And then the previous owner had some wire that's really, really fine. So I'm going to leave that on there for now. Well, it worked out really well. There were multiple garlands attached here. So I would say there were probably 2 or 3 of the 6-foot garlands that got wrapped around here, and now it has some nice texture, some weight, and we'll hang the crystals in here. We ended up using silver wire to secure it. I thought I had green wire in hand, but I can't find it, so silver it is. And then we'll use this extra piece, probably on one of the rails or something, but I just wanted to mention if you're recreating this with this same spiral, the garlands all have a direction that the greenery is going, so we made sure that all of the greenery was all going the same kind of downward motion, so that way it was cohesive and it looked nice and it had some nice movement. So now, more things. My board that'll help our wall is here. And here is some progress. We have the Inslee stand on top of a fold-up table with a dark navy satin tablecloth, which we have used before. Almost all of this has been reused. We have that silver vinyl that we got from Hobby Lobby on clearance. We have the Inslee stand. I pressed one of the curtains, wrapped it up, flipped the eyelet, or whatever these are called, the rings, up and over, and they have magnets holding them in, and we'll work on a nice drape, but these drapes are just long enough to skim the bottom here, so we might be able to raise it up a little bit. All right, friends, we have both curtains up and we have everything wrapped. We're gonna tidy up a little bit, but look at what we did. We just ran the curtains front facing up and over from the back, and then in the front where the hooks are, or the rings are, we just flipped it over and we used our magnets just to secure them into place while tucking some of the corners in, and we'll finesse it a little bit. And then they're just draping nicely together, and we can start working on some of the fun stuff like our hanging tree. And then from there, we'll take a look at what we want to do if we want to raise this up. I think we might raise it up because we have a little bit of extra length here in the curtains. And as much as I love the pooling at the bottom, if we can add a little bit of height and drama to this, I'm going to. So let me install the tree. Okay, well, quick pivot. I decided to put the extra garland in first because my eye was really getting distracted by that white bar back there, but I really love that line. And then when we move back this way, that center line is pretty much going to disappear. We can always tug on the curtains to make them a little bit more droopy if we need to cover it up, but I'm not going to fuss with that till we get our hanging tree in. Oh, so excited. We're going to do that. Okay, how does it look? I love where we're going with this. The tree, our spiral, looks beautiful. I am so excited about how the garland is draped on it. It's hanging well. This is the big hook that it came with. It's a little bright because it's white, but I'm thinking I might wrap it. We'll come back to that. Like, that's the least of my worries, but I want to just step back a little bit here. Yep, see how we tugged on some of that curtain up front, and now you can't see that middle bar? That is the goal. And we wrapped the drapes around the back, so you don't even see the back poles. Now at the bottom, you can tell there's just a little bit pulled up. I was thinking about raising the Ansley stand just a little bit so we would have a little bit more height, because if this is a buffet or a bar, when I'm walking up to this is coming up to about my chest right now. So we aren't going to want to put food underneath here, because obviously there's glitter, there's sparkle, there's fake snow on here. We don't want that going into any food here. So if this was what you were using as your buffet or something like that, I would say maybe like plates, napkins, cutlery over here, food over here. I'm kind of digging the idea of turning this into a bar. We'll see when we start styling this, but I think this is going to just be super, super pretty. And I want to clean it up a little bit and see how it looks. But we're already off to an amazing start, and this is just so pretty. I think we're going to add these garland string lights. They're technically from Kirkland's, but I bought them at, I think, an estate sale a while ago. I think we need some lights on here. What do you guys think? So we got some batteries put in. They are nice and bright, and we're going to just wrap them up here. But because the base does not have a remote, we are going to hide it at the bottom and work our way up. So you could tell that we put the battery pack behind some of the curtains at the bottom, mostly because I know I'm going to be putting glassware here, so we can cover it. If you needed to, you could just tuck them into the battery pack into some of the foliage here, zip tie it, and try and cover it. This battery pack was just a little heavier. So let's talk about styling our area. Now I have a 6-foot table, so it's not quite big enough for all the let's say the desserts, the cocktails, the drink station. So, you know, if you were going to make a display like this, ideally, I think if you had 2 6-foot tables and you could center this around it so that way you had space on either side, that would be great. But if not, we can make this work. We just have to focus on what we want to be displayed here. Now for me, I really want to use my big punch bowl, and then I could put my glassware here, and we could put like maybe something here. But because we have such height over here, I want to have some sort of texture over here, maybe in the background, maybe not. So I'm going to bust out some vases that I got. They're technically from Home Goods, but I got them from Goodwill. But before you start putting everything, all of the food or the drinks or the punch or whatever in the bowls, definitely lay things out. And you can tell that I have the boxes here. There's literally cans of coconut milk in here, and this is just a really sturdy box. We're using that because we can use those as risers to create elevations, and then that way we can put a simple white tablecloth over it, hide the boxes, and create nice interest. Now I realize not everybody's going to have this vinyl mat down. Obviously it's a really weird piece of material that I found at Hobby Lobby on clearance, so I didn't even know they had it till it was on clearance. But it's really helpful on buffets like this if you can get something that looks pretty, because that way if there's food or drink or whatever, there's spillage, it doesn't ruin your tablecloth. Not a big deal if you're just getting a fairly cheap, $20 tablecloth or whatever off of, I don't know, Amazon or wherever, but it adds, this particular one, this kind of mirror finish is a little frosty, so it looks great for this look. But I know they have vinyl like this in other finishes, so worth checking out. And if you only need, let's say 6 feet, I have a little bit curling over the edge here. It could be really pretty. So we're gonna experiment. I have some picks over here that we got from the same estate sale that we got this tree and the garlands from. So let's see if it makes sense to have some branch dimensional height here, or if we need to put something else in. Okay, well, it's coming together. I like the initial look. It's the silver is a little bit brighter than I thought it was going to be, but I love that the foliage adds some height without being too distracting from our tree here. And I just wanted to go up close because, like I said, I got these branches from an estate sale, and these were like really, the package is Michael's. I mean, really old. I don't know how long ago, but it was in a while if they were only charging $8 for the branches. But they were clearly used, and then she saved them. And then this smaller grouping here, I don't think these were ever used. The only problem is they are a little bit sticky to each other, so they were a little fragile. I kind of broke some, but they look really cool and they have a lot of nice texture. So we're gonna keep setting this up, making it look pretty, and see how everything comes together. It wouldn't be me if I didn't add some sparkles. Helping me, Wally? Yeah, thanks, big guy. So this bag was only $4, and it was at the same tag sale or estate sale as a lot of the stuff we are using. $4 for crystals is very good. So I snatched that up. I think this was part of a chandelier that got taken apart. So I'm gonna give these a bath, and then we're gonna use them.
Now that the crystals are on, the lights are on, everything's hung up, it looks beautiful, we can step back and enjoy our beautiful spiral grapevine Christmas tree. We finished off styling with a simple white polyester tablecloth draped over all of the boxes to hide them, but the crystal looks beautiful with all the sparkles. It's all thrifted or reused, and it's been really nice playing with the different heights and elevations in this signature drink area, and I hope I can use it soon. Molly was very helpful, and this would be really fun as a 6-foot signature drink station, but also if you doubled it up, made it a 12-foot buffet, it could be really fun. This is why we can't have nice things.